Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome back for another weekly edition of Z Real Estate's discussion on real estate. All right, so this week we're going to keep it short, simple, direct, and to the point. A lot of people have been asking me, especially the buyers that are trying to buy homes right now, what is amortization? What does that word mean? What is an amortization schedule? What is an amortization calculator? And how the hell is that any different than calculating a payment the normal way with a calculator? All excellent questions. All right, so if you have a loan amount, let's say $200,000, and you take out a regular calculator and you want to try to figure out the interest rate, and you put in $200,000, and let's say your interest rate that you're working with is 5%, okay? Let's say you put in 5%, you're going to get $10,000 a year. Divided by 12 is a payment of $833 a month. Now, is that amortized? What does amortized mean? Amortized means when you finish paying it off, you owe nothing. You've paid off the loan. Now, the way that we just did, the way that we came to that payment, that calculation with the $200,000 times 0.05 at 10 grand a year is interest only, which is another way of saying non-amortized payment. It does not include principal. That payment includes interest only, just an interest payment. An amortized payment is a payment that includes both interest and principal, PI. Now, the way to calculate that payment is with an amortization calculator or an amortization schedule, which can be found on Google. Now, interestingly enough, once you have a fixed rate and an amortized payment, while the payment never changes, the proportion of interest to principal becomes diametrically opposed the further the loan term progresses. Let me try to explain that in a way that makes more sense. Let's say your loan term is 360 months or 30 years, which is pretty standard for most mortgage loan terms. And let's say a fully amortized payment, including both principal and interest, is $1,000 a month. It would not be uncommon for that $1,000 to be broken up at month one as follows: $1 for principal, $999 for interest. Now, the longer the term is paid as agreed, the longer that specific loan is kept and paid, the more of your payment will go towards principal, and the less of it will go towards interest. So in the beginning, it's almost all interest. And month one, in our analogy, in our scenario, was $999 interest at $1 principal for a $1,000 a month payment. The last month, it's going to be the exact opposite. $999 will go to principal. $1 will go to interest for the same $1,000 a month payment fixed for the life of the loan, and in this scenario, 360 months. Why is that crucial? Well, a lot of times when people are trying to refi, they don't realize the effect that the refi is actually having on their principal contribution payments. Let's say they're trying to refi 10 years into a loan. Okay, well, let's say your payment's $1,000 a month, and 10 years into it, 40% of every payment is going towards principal. Even if you refi to a lower payment, which naturally is the reason why most people refi, once you get to that lower payment, almost 100% of that lower payment is going to go towards interest, at least for the first couple of years. So the contribution towards principal will be vastly reduced in the new loan. Does that make sense? You're going to have to, in essence, start all over again with, a large contribution of your payment going towards interest, and you're going to have to kind of work towards the principal contribution factor as you keep the loan. Generally speaking, most loans are paid off every 7 years, which means that the average person doesn't hold the loan long enough to see enough of a principal payment contribution to actually make a difference in their loan amount. Does that make sense? I really hope it does. So to reiterate, in a nutshell, a principal payment is a payment that reduces the principal amount or goes directly to principal, which is the original loan amount. An amortized payment is a payment which includes both a principal portion payment and an interest payment. An interest-only payment is a payment which accounts for interest only, which means you could be paying on that loan, the interest-only loan, forever. And if you make those minimum interest-only payments at the end of the loan term, guess how much you're going to owe? Yep, that's right. The exact same original amount. Not 1 penny more, not 1 penny less. The amount will remain unchanged. Why? Because you're paying only interest, or interest only. So once you have an amortized payment that accounts for both principal and interest, you can expect the actual loan amount to go down by the exact same proportion as the principal reduction in each payment that you're making. If that doesn't make sense, or you'd like further clarification on any one specific item, please comment below, let me know, and of course, it will be done, as always. Thank you so much for tuning in to Z Real Estate's discussion on real estate. Next week, we'll have some more exciting topics for you, such as, how do you sell a house? How is it done? Seems easy enough. Why can't we all just do it, right? Not that simple, guys. So, again, to reach me anytime, 909-559-5275, 909-999-6888, or we can always be reached at zrealestate.net. Also, for anyone out there looking for property management services, Z Property Management is now open for business. And we can be reached at zpropertymanagement.net. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.